Hey, federal employees, buckle up and let me paint you a picture of what happened last night, because what HHS did and pulled off might be the worst RIF rollout in federal service history. So first, the backstory. On June 2nd, many of you were supposed to be laid off, except a federal judge slammed the brakes on RIFs. Now, for some of you, it was later, but many of you, it was June 2nd. So for 6 weeks, you've been in limbo, checking emails, trying to get a new job, checking USA Jobs, trying to plan for your future, checking your savings account, waiting for answers that never came. Then yesterday at 5 p.m. sharp, and what's commonly known as the close of business, an email landed for many of you. Important update on the HHS RIF. You're officially separated effective close of business today. That's like a firefighter yelling fire drill while standing in a building that's already in flames, right? There is no notice, no drill. Some of you are already also locked out of your official inboxes, and they sent this to your official government emails you couldn't access. So your pink slip showed up after you've been kicked to the curb. Not even a sorry for the late notice emoji. And they sent this again to government emails many of you did not have access to in the first place. So here's why this could be a legal nightmare, if you haven't figured it out already. Among other things, maybe you got a proper 60-day notice back in April. Sure, maybe they didn't have to do a new 60 days. But my reading of the regulations, right, and we'll have to see how this plays out legally, is that once that date expires, the agency must send an amended notice that should, just like other notices, list your retention standing appeal rights, priority placement options. The OPM handbook suggests as much, and that they needed to redo the retention registers given the changed conditions since April. HHS also sent none of that, it appears. Instead, they hit, essentially reply all. Luckily, they didn't literally reply all, but pretty much just as bad, just a 3-sentence email and called it a day. Again, the notice didn't even look like a real RIF notice. By law, again, supposed to, I believe, list your competitive area or level, your retention standing bump and retreat options, CTAP, ICTAP priority, and exact MSPB appeal rights. So essentially what they did was like handing you a Monopoly card that says, go directly to unemployment, do not pass process, do not collect information you're entitled to see if we're following the law. Also, my reading of the regs is the notice period, right, is supposed to start the day after you receive it. If that applies to amended notices, then they gave you zero notice. Effective the same day equals 0-day notice, and 0 days equals 0 chance to ask about the new retention registers, challenge mistakes in the RIF register, claim bumper retreat rights, or even pack up your cubicle cactus. Third, HHS already flubbed step 1. Their April notices misstated MSPB filing dates, attached incomplete and legally dubious release forms, and listed data with typos and errors. And then they didn't fix it over the coming months, from what I can tell. Right? So the agency had months to clean this up and decided, now let's send a last-minute firing email instead. Keep it classy. Maybe you all should read the federal regulations, my suggestion. Even worse, it looks like some people got the email at 5:01 p.m. after the close of business. So does this mean they were not notified before the action was taken? We lawyers love these distinctions. So what now? If you get that 5 p.m. message, circle this, 30 calendar days to appeal to the Merit Systems Protection Board. Important exception unless you're a bargaining member who needs to go through your union, ask your union and look into that. Also, are you interested in filing with the MSPB? Can't afford a lawyer, not sure how to do that? Well, that's why our firm has created a step-by-step RIF MSPB course launching this weekend. We do need a little bit more time to update based on the recent events and education ruling. It'll be $199, but if you hop on the early bird list, you'll get a private link for $149 good for 3 days. No money down right now. Just go to fedlegalhelp.com/RIF course to get on the waiting list so you don't miss it. You can also share any questions you want us to answer, and we can incorporate it into the final course. Also, feel free to drop your comments below. We're baking real-world answers into the final modules. And of course, share this with every HHS colleague, smash that follow for live updates, and let's hold our government to the same rules it forces on everyone else. Because nobody, especially people who've devoted their careers to public service, deserve to find out they're unemployed after they've already lost their badge swipe in a way like HHS just did. Thank you everybody for your time. Hope you have a great day.